Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today is December 13th and we have a special guest. It's Minnie Mouse. So she has a little beanie on with a red pom-pom and this dress that's red and fluffy with some fluffy accents including on the collar and this bow on the side with buttons, and then she has her gloves and then some shoes with cute bows and fluffy, and the green leggings, and her cute little mousy tail. So we're gonna put her right there. She might fall, but just have her right there. Okay, so let's see what is in the Disney Storybook collection advent calendar for day 13. So we're just going to untie the ribbon. This is the back. I don't know if I ever showed it to you guys, but that's just how it looks. So I'm just going to untie. And if you can spot the number 13, then give the video a big thumbs up. So, if you guessed right there, then you are correct. If you didn't find it, then it's okay. Here's the printing, just snowflakes. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so today we're gonna be reading The Lion King. Okay, so I like this one. So let's start. Let me just find the page. Okay. The Lion King. Disney The Lion King, Autumn Publishing. As the morning sun rose high over the Africa plain, the first rays of sunlight fell on an astonishing sight. A vast herd thundering across the Pride Lands, from the strongest elephants to the swiftest zebras. The animals moved toward Pride Rock, where they were to celebrate of Mufasa's son. They watched in silence as Rafiki, a wise old baboon, raised the lion cub high in the air. The clouds pattered, the sun's rays shone down on the future king. Slowly, Rafiki lowered his arms and took Simba back to his proud parents, King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi. It was a very special day. Time passed quickly for little Simba. One dawn, Mufasa led the cub to the top of Pride Rock. "Everything the light touches in our kingdom," said Mufasa. "One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king." Later that day, Simba met his uncle Scar. The cub proudly told Scar that his father had shown him the whole of his future kingdom. "Did he show you what's beyond that rise at the border?" Scar asked slyly. "He said I can't go there," replied Simba. "He's absolutely right," said Scar. "Only the bravest lions go there. An elephant graveyard is no place for a young prince." Simba hurried away to find his best friend, a young lioness named Nala. Even though he knew it was wrong, Simba had decided to visit the elephant graveyard with Nala that very day. He had no idea that Scar had ordered 3 hyenas to go to the elephant graveyard too. Scar wanted to kill the cub as the first step in his plan to take over Mufasa's kingdom. Though Simba had lied to his mother about where they were going, Sarabi still insisted that Zuza, the king's advisor, go with them. But Simba had a plan. The young cubs darted in between a herd of zebras and left Zuza far behind. Simba and Nala soon arrived at the elephant graveyard. Simba was looking at a skull when Zuza finally caught up with them. He warned them they had to leave at once, but it was already too late. They were trapped. 3 hyenas had surrounded them, laughing menacingly and licking their lips hungrily. Simba took a deep breath and tried to roar, but only a squeal rumbled came out. The hyenas laughed hysterically. Simba took another deep breath. The 3 hyenas looked around into the eyes of King Mufasa, the king smacking the hyenas with his huge paws until they fled howling into the mist. Mufasa sent Nala and Zuza ahead and walked slowly home with his son. "You deliberately disobeyed me," said Mufasa. "I'm sorry," Simba said sadly. "Let's go home," said Mufasa. Simba followed his father, his head dropped in shame. The moon shone brightly above them, and the stars twinkled in the dark sky. Mufasa stopped. "The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars," he explained. "Just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you, and so will I." The next day, Scar had another plan to try get rid of Mufasa and Simba. He led Simba to the bottom of a gorge and told him to wait for his father while the hyenas started a wild beast. Stamped when Mufasa saw his own son, the king raced down the gorge and rescued him. But he could not save himself. Mufasa fell onto an overhanging rock as the wild beast swept by him. He looked up and saw his brother and asked for help. But Scar just leaned over and whispered, "Long live the king." Then he pushed Mufasa into the path of the trampling wild beast. When the stamp was over, Simba ran to Mufasa. "Dad," he whimpered, nuzzling Mufasa's name, but the king did not reply, and Simba started sobbing. "Simba," said Scar coldly, "what have you done? The king is dead. If it weren't for you, he still would be alive. Run away and never return." As Scar returned to take the royal throne at Pride Rock for himself, Simba stumbled through the grasslands toward the jungle, exhausted and frightened. He took a few more steps and collapsed. Hungrily, vultures circled above him. Eventually, Simba opened his eyes. A warthog named Pumbaa and a meerkat named Timon were gazing down at him. They poured water into his dry mouth. "Where are you from?" asked Timon. "Who cares?" replied Simba. "I can't go back. I did something terrible." "You gotta put your past behind you," said Timon. "No rules, no responsibilities, and no worries." Simba was quickly cheered up by his new friend's attitude. He even learned to like the taste of bugs. Many years later, deep in a cave, Rafiki stared at a picture of a lion. "It is time," he said, smiling, and prepared to leave. The very next day, Simba rescued Pumbaa from a hungry lioness. It was Nala. The two friends were delighted to see each other again. Nala told Simba about Scar's terror at Pride Rock and begged him to return, but Simba didn't want to go back. Instead, Simba showed Nala his favorite place in the jungle. He wanted to tell Nala all about what had happened with his father, but he was too ashamed. After spending time with his friends, Simba wanted to be alone. That night, Simba lay thinking he heard a noise, and when he looked up, there was Rafiki. Simba followed him to the edge of a stream. As Simba looked into the water, his reflection gradually changed shape and became his father's. The reflection rose into the sky, and Simba heard Mufasa's voice. "You must take your place in the circle of life. You are my son and one true king." Then the reflection and Rafiki disappeared. Simba knew he had to face his past. Back at Pride Rock, the rains had been late coming and the land was dry. The hyenas paced impatiently around King Scar. Storm clouds gathered and a lightning bolt struck the earth. As the dry grasses caught fire, flames swept toward Pride Rock. A lion appeared through the smoke. It was Simba! Scar lunged at Simba, determined to kill him. In the fierce battle that followed, Simba finally heaved Scar over the cliff. Scar called to the hyenas to save him, but Nala and the lioness drove back. Simba was victorious. Nala went to Simba's side. As they smiled at each other, it started to rain. The heavy drops soaked the dry ground, and stream beds filled up once more. The plains came back to life, and the herds returned. One dawn, the animals and birds made their way up again to the foot of Pride Rock. Rafiki picked up a tiny cub. He showed the new princess, the daughter of King Simba and Queen Nala. To the cheering crowd below, the circle of life was complete. Aww, it's kind of sad, but then it's like nice at the ending. Oh, that's so sweet. So it was a girl. Very good. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching this video. Bye!